Welcome to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage. Today we're going to be having a look at Zilliqa. Let's get into the price action. So primarily what we're still talking about is that potential of seeing a push to the upside here. We could still potentially be setting up an additional leg to the upside here. Still looking for this 1-to-1 here towards this 04292 area. Now we have discussed in previous videos what we need to be a little bit cautious of is the fact that there could be a count in which we're actually developing a fourth wave here. Now the typical fourth wave rejection area would be between this 5953 to this 0291 area. So as long as we actually remain within the zone and we fail to break above this, we need to just be a little bit cautious because we are also looking for a fourth wave. One thing I am just being mindful of is there could be something going on like this where we're actually developing a triangle in here where this is A, B, C, looking for a D wave, and then we form another 3-wave move to the upside here. The internals of this move down here are not great, so it makes me a little bit skeptical of this. But really, as long as we stay above this B wave low, which is sitting here at this 2128, what we could actually have is still looking for this as a triangular pattern, looking to actually get an E wave back to the upside here, which could either interact with this top trend line here, which is looking towards this 03588. Alternatively, something smaller in which we actually form an E wave, which just comes back and backtests the bottom of this channel as a possibility. This is something worth keeping an eye on as well. If this E wave fails to achieve this higher level, what we could actually see is this start to break down from there. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the structure here. If we do reverse to the upside in a 5-wave move, what I'd want to see is if we get something like this, where we actually come back into this channel, potentially look to retest this, we could then see a sell-off play out from that zone. Now, the other way that we could actually be developing this, still looking at this with the possibility of extending to the upside, would be that we could treat this whole move as a correction from further back here, where we have this as a flat, this as a connector wave here, and then we're actually still within this B wave. So this would just mean that this B wave is extended out. Now the problem I have with this count is the B wave would have gotten quite large in comparison. So it is also possible that, this could just be ABC and we could be done with this move here. So we need to be careful of the idea of starting to form impulsive moves to the downside, in which case this would mean we're going to break this 1527 level. Okay, so we're going to go over this now. We're going to go over that possibility of looking for that bullish continuation first. And what we were talking about is the possibility we could have something more like this playing out, where basically we have this as an A, B, and a C as a flat. This is a double zigzag to the upside here for an X wave. And then basically looking for a 5-wave structure or a 3-wave structure to the downside. So it is looking most likely that this could actually be a 5-wave move, but we haven't actually, formed the additional 4th and 5th waves we need to confirm this. So we're going to go over that now. So it is also possible what we could see is a move to the downside like this, where this has just been into this midpoint here. We could have this as an A, B, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then we actually look to break away from this, even though at that point it would be more likely that it's an impulse, to be honest with you. So let's have a look at the internals of what we would be thinking is going on. Now, last time we did a video, we're actually talking about the possibility of breaking down here, and we're looking for this 02376 as a typical 3rd wave area. Now, I've redone this count so that it's a bit neater, because I think that if this is a 5-wave sequence, we could actually have a series of additional legs to go down here. Now, what this would be looking for is basically this is a 1-2, another 1-2 here, treating this green count as the one we're currently in. So now I'll be looking for continuation to the downside as long as we stay below this 2494 area. This could mean that we still have a 4th wave here. The 1-to-1 hasn't quite been met yet here. But what we could see is if this is an A wave, B wave, 1-to-1 is actually sitting here towards this 02521, but it has come up high enough that this could actually be, completed. It's come past that 618, and we have interacted with this previous bit of structure here. So I would be on the lookout for the potential to break down. If we do push up higher, I would be looking out for this potential of coming into this 50%, which would be sitting at this 2494 area. It would also align with a test of this high here, and then we could actually look for a sell-off. So if the sell-off does take place, potentially what we could see is a move down towards this 2215 to this 2136. Now, what we would be looking out for from this point is if we do have this as a 5-wave sequence from the top, what we'd be looking for is another 3-wave move that looks to interact with this area of the previous 4th wave. So that typical zone would be this 2449 to this 2306. And then we'd be looking for that potential of another 5-wave move to the downside, in which case that would then trigger that possibility of having an additional 4th and a 5th. So the key thing here is, as long as we fail to take these previous 4th wave locations with the next move, this could actually mean that we're starting to extend out. So we need to be cautious. This could lead us to a move which actually looks to test out this zone of this 2111 to this 2000 zone. Now, this 1-to-1, like I said, is sitting here at this 02086. So that could be a zone we could actually get a rejection off of. If this is the case and we have a more complex move here where this is basically an A, a B, and a C as a flat correction, this could still mean that we have a leg to the upside. What it would mean is that that B wave just moves over, and this B wave would basically just move into the end of this breakdown here. And what this would possibly do is look to actually retest some of these lows. Now, if we do actually look to push down deeper, this 0.618 is sitting here at this 0.1996. Now, we have also come back into this previous structure here, so I want to see if we actually maintain this, or whether we actually break down one more time and possibly come test these lows. So that would kind of tie in with that idea of still having that extension to the downside. If we did have this as an A, B, and a C, potentially what we could see is if we came to this 50%, that would look to actually take us up towards this 0.4362 at a 1-to-1, or alternatively, if we came down deeper towards that lower area, what we could see towards this 618 would actually be a move up to this 0.4028. Now, this would just be looking at this as a 3-wave move. If, however, we get a bigger impulse to the upside where we start to form a bigger 5-wave structure, what we could actually get is a 3rd wave that extends out here and actually looks to target out this zone of this 0.6730. So this would be looking if the B wave is actually extending out. Now, really, until we actually take the low here at this 2129, we could potentially be setting up with, this could be some kind of a diagonal pattern within here. I'm not really happy with the internal structure of it though. But if this does hold and we actually look to push up in a more impulsive way, what we could see is something like this, where this is a wave 1, 2, and then we'd look for a 3rd wave to the upside. Now, the key thing here is this would be invalidated by crossing this low, which is currently sitting at this 2128. And we have come down very deep if this is the case. And the fact that we've actually come down already towards this zone of this 0.854, this makes this less likely as it is. But if we do start to break to the upside here, we'll be keeping an eye on this, looking for the potential that for as long as we hold this low here as well of this 2266, we could see this move start to play out. Though, I would be leaning more towards that idea that we still have to come and actually take this out. That this is more of a bigger corrective move to the side, and that we could actually look to move up from that next point. Now, the key thing here is because of the fact we're looking for that downside, we also just need to be mindful that we could still see something play out where we actually break to the downside. Now, the key thing within this structure would be we'd be looking at this move slightly different. Because we have a 5-wave move here, what this could mean is that we have a breakdown that could be started where we actually have a bigger impulse that's actually still being developed here. So that would be looking at this potentially as a 1 and a 2. Once again, we would have had a very deep wave 2, so it's looking less likely. That's why I'm still thinking this is going to be a corrective pattern here. Whether we form as something like a triangle here, or potentially this is WX and we get a push one more time to the upside as an ABC, what we could see is, this whole move still be a correction in that wave 4. But if we do start to break down directly here, what I would be looking for is basically this 0.1481. That would be our impulsive area that we're looking for, that 1.618. Now, currently the internals of this aren't, suggesting a move down there, but it is possible that this could be extending out. So we always need to be aware of that. This could in itself become another 1 and a 2. And then we get a 3, 4, 5, and then we have a series of additional waves here, which could actually look to, take us down to these levels. That's why it's going to be key here. If we're looking for that bullish potential, we need to start breaking back above some of these key levels. So primarily here, this 2770, then back above this high here of this 3135, and then finally back above this 3620 to invalidate that idea that we could actually be, extending to the downside here. If we do move up, once again, this high is going to be important. Need to get back above this if we want to look for that more bullish structure. Otherwise, I would still be anticipating the fact that we could actually start to, just carry on breaking down here until proven otherwise. I'm still looking at the possibility that, this is the preferred count at the moment, where this is a 1, 2, 3, looking for a 4 and a 5. From there, we'll have to obviously wait and see if we get these additional legs. And then from that point, we'll have to see whether we turn around or whether we actually start to extend out more here. If this does complete as a 5-wave move to the downside here, once again, we need to be careful of a 3-wave move to the upside. Now, the zone we could potentially look for rejection, if that is the case, is looking at this area here between this 2735 and this 3211. If we just get a 3-wave move up from this point, this could then actually lead us to have continuation down again. And this would potentially then put us in a situation where we could even have, something like this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 as a diagonal pattern, or alternatively, this could in itself become a 1, 2, in which case that would be a much deeper, retracement coming to the downside. So we just need to be very careful about this. At the moment, I think we're going to still see this move to the downside. If this move then corrects up in a 3-wave move, that would be an indication that we are going to see continuation to the downside. If this develops in a 5-wave structure to the upside and we actually come and take these highs, then that would tie into that idea that we have this as an A, B, and a C, and we'd have to see whether we can manage to reach those higher impulsive targets for that bullish scenario, where we're looking to actually get, a bigger push to the upside here towards this zone of this 6730 for confirmation of a impulse to the upside. Currently, we don't have that. Obviously, we are still holding these key levels, so we need to see exactly how that plays out. But as long as we hold them, we can potentially look for the continuation. If we fail to hold them, then we're going to need to start being cautious, because once we start to lose this 01774, it becomes more likely that we're actually going to take this low out. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications, leave us some feedback down below, and also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out, it's free to join. As well as that, you'll find affiliate links for both Primex BT and BYBIT down there, both great exchanges we use on a regular basis. Check them out for yourself if you do not have an account. Using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.